This is IKATV, and I am Chiemere. We have walked into several places to capture what happens in the Kaland and bringing them to you on regular basis. Today, something spectacular is happening. By November, the University of Delta will be graduating the first set of students. And be that as it may, we also have seen so many tremendous progress in the campus, in the campuses at Weibo, Walero, and even the main campus at Agbor. So today we decided to walk into the registrar's office, and here he is going to tell us everything about him. So please follow me as I walk into the registrar's office.
Well, thank you for that question. But I think that question will take us down memory lane in the last four years and a few months. We came on board sometimes in May 2021 with the appointment of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Stella Chiemere, and the Registrar, Barrister Richmond Omagbemi, as Registrar. And then we took off. The directive was to take off from the former College of Education, Agbor. I will say summaringly that it has been very daunting and a period of hectic hard work, in addition to adding a lot of diplomacy in the assignment, because we are coming to a place where we have personnel already on ground. We have a system already on ground. We met a leadership on ground. And we're supposed to take off. How do you take off dislodging this former system without hurting anyone? That is where diplomacy comes in. But with the help of the former governor, Senator Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi, whom I would describe as a very serious-minded individual, a patriot that wants to develop Kaland. That is how I would describe him. You know, we were able to start our job. We must migrate lecturers in a college of education into a university. And the university system has its own qualifications. So how do you migrate those old staff into a university system without actually sacking anybody, rendering anybody out of job? So it was tough. But we thank God that we used expertise, we used experience, we used the regulations to actually do a placement exercise, to which, at the end of which, the then Commissioner for Higher Education visited and asked everybody at the 1000 LT whether there was any problem with the placement exercise. There was none. Only one lecturer said she was put in the Department of Science Education instead of educational foundations. And the commissioner asked her, "What is your first degree?" She said she has a BSc in chemistry. And the commissioner said, "Where will you have wanted to be? You have been put in science education." That was the only complaint we had in the hall. So I looked at the situation, gave myself a thumbs up, and I said, I did a good job in that placement exercise. That was how we took off. Now, before you start a new university, the NUC must come for resource inspection to be able to inspect the facilities and know that you have the wherewithal to start the academic program. We prepared for NUC. They came first for an advisory visit to get us to know where they want to look at and show us where we need to prepare before they come for the real resource inspection. We brought NUC, they came. They did that advisory visit before a formal delegation came again to do the real resource inspection, at the end of which they approved for us 10 faculties and 78 academic programs. 78 for a new university. 10 faculties for a new university, where some old universities are still operating with 6, 5, but Agbor started with 10 faculties and 78 academic programs. To me, that was commendable, because as at that time, the University of Benin, where we came from, had 13 faculties, a university that started in 1970. They still had 13 faculties, and here we are starting in 2021 with 10 faculties. The assignment was huge. We had to fill the positions of deans. We had to fill the positions of HODs. We had to provide offices, led by a woman, for that matter. She was working at the pace of 4 men put together. But I thank God she also had an experienced registrar. And then the university took off fully. We now started to manage both our various offices and the faculties and the departments. It was daunting. It was hectic. We had to manage the character and the personality, the norms, the ethos of the former college. People started to adjust to a modern university environment. And that is how we have come. Till date, we have increased the number of faculties to 12, including the Faculty of Medicine and Agriculture. So we have 12 faculties right now and 89 departments. The university has come to stay. For all these 4 years and a few months, about 4 months, 4 years, 4 months, or 5 months, every day has been work. Vice Chancellor will call Registrar at 12 midnight and ask questions and want some assignments done, as if anytime she remembers anything, she issues the directive. And of course, you must obey, you must implement. So we work from Monday to Sunday, non-stop. And that is why with infrastructural development, we have almost removed all the old structures in the old site. Some of them were mud houses, but plastered with concrete. They have all been broken down, and in their place, modern structures put in place. All, mostly with IGR, school fees, and so on and so forth. We plowed the resources that were generated in the system back to the system, and people can see the changes. They are visible even to the blind. The structures, the roads, everything with classrooms, the Information Communication Technology System. Luckily, Madam Vice Chancellor is a professor of computer science. Everything here is computerized. Results compilation, results upload, everything is computerized. So it's not, we are not operating manually. Exams are conducted using the CBT, computer-based tests, where the results in a few hours will be released. So, I mean, what else will you need in a university? We have got the University of Delta going. To God be the glory. All this while we have been working, no one took ill. You can imagine working throughout the day, throughout the week, for 4 years, for another 5 months, in addition to 4, and nobody fell ill. You will see the hand of God in the University of Delta Agbor, especially amongst the minders of the system, management. You can see the hand of God. God has kept us up till date. And we are leaving the university in solid state. In the webometric rankings, we have moved on further than older universities. Universities that have been in existence for 15 years, 20 years. We have beaten them in just 4 years in the webometric rankings of the National Universities Commission. You know. So to God be the glory. I only came to Agbor around 2000 and around 2002. Yes, I came to supervise JAM in Ika Grammar School. That was the only time I came to Agbor. I supervised the exams, collected all my materials, returned it, and I went back to Benin. I am very fair in my decision making as registrar. And then, but most importantly, humility. You must be humble. You can't come and meet a people in their own community and start riding them the way you like. No. You convince them. You dialogue with them. You interact with them. You mix up with them. Whatever occasion I am invited to, I always attend. Most of the times, I love going to the palace when there is something going on, especially during the breaking and sharing of kola. I am always happy about, I interact with the chiefs. Many of them are my friends. So that is it. I quickly adjust. I acculturize too. Chiemere, through the Zenith Bank, has helped us. There's a modern ICT building going on. Whenever we cry to them for anything, they answer. There have been some donations from 1 or 2 people, but I think the man is from Asaba who did that. But we are just covered by the grace of the Dane and the Obiowa. Because they have given us all the support we need, we're able to forge on. So that is the only thing. The Ika indigenes should try. It is their own. Whatever Stella Chiemere has done here, she's not going to carry it away. It is here with you. So develop it. It's your property.
The summary is that Ika sons and daughters out there, please, we want you to recognize the importance of building your home. However it is, you must know that you must sustain the tempo of what you have. A lot of communities don't have high institutions. Some are even struggling to maintain the secondary school. So now we have a university bringing what is source out there to our doorstep. We must maintain this. We will be bringing you live updates of what is happening in the university. We want you to come down to see what has happened and what is happening and what effort they've done that you should appreciate. So this is IKATV. I'm Agide Nwahime. We'll be bringing you more updates. God bless you.